Hi everyone! In this video I'm going to talk about my skincare routine, both the steps that I take to keep my skin looking as good as possible and the specific products that I use on a daily or weekly basis. And for this video, I have a pretty natural makeup look on and honestly not that much makeup on. And I did that purposely because I want the focus of this video to be more skincare. Now, if you are interested in how I got this natural look, then please go see this video here. I did a review and a demonstration of how I apply a few of Perricone MD's No Makeup Makeup, which is a line, at least the items that I have from the line, that I really like. And if you haven't seen them before, just to give you a quick view, they come in these glass bottles like this. And so that video will be both a review and a demonstration or application of those products. The second reason I did that is because the products themselves are pretty sheer. They don't really cover up my skin that much, and because I'm talking about skincare, I really want you to be able to see, or at least see better as you can on, a camera that has lighting and all that stuff, the state of my skin. Now, before I get into anything, I have oily combination skin, so I always naturally have some sort of sheen on my skin, and I have the occasional breakout. I don't know even if you can see on my face the spot there that isn't completely covered up. So I do get the occasional breakout, and what else? I mean, fine lines, things like that, like regular normal people do. So as background, that is where I am coming from in terms of how I choose my products. But the tips that I'm going to give you, even the products that I use, are not that tailored to oily combination skin. Of course, if you have super dry skin, you're going to want to have more tailored products for that. And I actually did a video on the best tips for really dry skin. So if you're someone with that issue, then please go see that video where I talk all about how to approach skincare for that type of skin. On the other hand, for oily skin, I also did a video in the same way on tips and specific products that you should use for oily skin. Alright, I hope you subscribe for more videos like this, and as always, links to the blog sale and sneak peeks to MAC collections are always in the description box below if you're interested. Let's talk about my skincare routine for my face. The first thing I'm going to do is to outline for you the steps that I take in my skincare. So not the products I use, but the steps that are incorporated every single day when I am going through my skincare routine for my face, as opposed to my body. Maybe I will do a skincare for the body video separately. If you guys are interested, let me know in the comments below. So the 4 steps that I take are: first, cleansing; second, toning; third, moisturizing; and then if it's during the daytime at all, fourth would be to put on sunscreen. So those are the 4 steps that are always incorporated in my skincare routine, no matter if it's day or night, except of course the 4th step, which would be sunscreen at nighttime. You don't need that. Now keep in mind that the first step, cleansing, includes different kinds of things. It's not only washing the face, sometimes it's removing makeup, sometimes it is using a manual exfoliator if you want to. Likewise with the 3rd step, moisturizing, that can include so many different things because that step is going to really include the active skincare that you're using in terms of anti-aging products or anti-acne products, things like that. Oh, and it also includes the chemical exfoliators that you should probably be incorporating into your skincare routine if you're above, I would say, the age of 18. Okay, so specific products I'm going to tell you in terms of my routine. It takes up this carton here, and some of you might think like, wow, that's a lot of products for skincare. Yeah, it is. I'm kind of the person who likes to make cocktails out of my anti-aging products, so I'm always mixing different products together, not just using one product all of the time. But the other thing is, when I look at this, at first I was like, oh my god, this is a lot of stuff. But actually, when you think of your makeup routine, I mean, think of all of the different products that you're using for your makeup. And honestly, skincare I think is much more important than a makeup routine. So if anything, I think I would prefer to have more products invested into my skincare than I am necessarily into my makeup. So anyway, let's talk about the first step, which is cleansing. And I'm gonna go chronologically. So in the morning when I get up. Now, I think a lot of people have a conception that when you cleanse your skin, you really have to get like all the oil and all the dirt out of your skin as much as possible. Especially people with oily skin or acne prone skin. There's like this obsession with stripping the skin as much as possible. That's not really the right approach, even if you have oily skin, and especially if you have dry skin. So in the morning, the cleansing process can be very, very gentle. You can even get away with not cleaning your skin. It really is not the most important part of the skincare process. But I know that a majority of people watching this video will be like, there's no way I'm not gonna wash my face in the morning. So, and I wash my face in the morning too, except for when I had extremely dry skin for a period of time in my life. So the thing about cleansing your skin is that because it's the least important part, especially in the morning, you don't have to worry too much about what cleanser you're buying. Please, please, please do not spend $50 on a facial cleanser. It's a product that stays on your skin literally for seconds, and it cannot do anything for your skin other than to cleanse it, to take away any residual like oil that you have or some very small amount of dirt that you may have accumulated while sleeping in bed, which hopefully you're not rolling around in dirt when you're sleeping at night. So really all you need to do that is vitally important is if you're cleansing your skin, use something that hopefully doesn't have fragrance in it. If you've watched my videos for any period of time, you'll know that I always say buy skincare and makeup without fragrance, because fragrance is an irritant to the skin and it does zero positive things for the skin. It is not skincare, it cannot help your skin in any way, and instead it is actually irritating to the skin. So try just to get a cheap cleanser that doesn't have fragrance in it and that you like. Even if it has fragrance in it, of all of the steps in your skincare routine, the step that is least important to avoid fragrance in is your cleanser. So if you already have a cleanser laying around and it has fragrance in it, don't throw it out, just go ahead and use it, and then the next time around try to avoid the fragrance. Because, like I said, it is literally in contact with your skin for a few seconds, and so at the very least, the amount of harm that it will be doing to your skin is pretty minor with this step. So the cleanser that I use currently, just because I have it around, is by Adopalm. It's the Moisturizing Facial Cleansing Foam. I don't particularly recommend it. I don't recommend against it either. But I would honestly take the approach of finding a very affordable cleanser that does the job but doesn't have irritating ingredients in it. So in the morning, I use just a really small pump of this just to remove the oil that's on my skin, because during the nighttime, I almost always apply some sort of facial oil as part of my skincare routine. So there's that product, and that's what I do in the morning. Then as the second step for toning, I use Paula's Choice's Resist Weightless Advanced Repairing Toner. And I just circulate through different kinds of Paula's Choices toners. It doesn't really matter which one you use, they are all fantastic. Some of them are recommended more for oily skin or dry skin. I find that there's not that much of a difference between them because it's a liquid and so it just sinks into the skin. So just take your pick of any of them. Paula's Choice you'll see a lot in this video because I use so many things from her line of skincare. It's pretty much the only line of skincare that I consistently trust. So I just apply the toning liquid onto a cotton pad and I massage it over the face. The next thing I do is to apply any sort of anti-acne things that I want. I consistently use something that has salicylic acid in it and then something that has benzoyl peroxide in it. The benzoyl peroxide, actually I should start with the salicylic acid because it happens to come in more of a toner form, so I apply that first. This again, Paula's Choices from the clear line, their anti-redness exfoliating solution. It has 2% salicylic acid in it. So again, I put it on the same cotton pad and I put it over the areas of the face, avoiding my eyes, which the toner I would apply on my eyes or over my eyes, but the salicylic acid I don't. I just apply it to the planes of my face. And then right away on top of that, I apply the benzoyl peroxide solution. This, again, from the Clear line, is the Daily Skin Clearing Treatment. It has 5% benzoyl peroxide in it. Both of these are pretty much the only effective, proven anti-acne over-the-counter ingredients that you can get. Next, as part of the moisturizing step, is incorporating all of my anti-aging skincare. So in the daytime, what I usually use is the Resist line Barrier Repair Moisturizer. And I use this, again, from Paula's Choice, because it has retinol in it, which is a form of vitamin A that helps with things like fine lines, and it helps to kind of rejuvenate the skin. So this is the base moisturizer that I use. I mix in with that the C15 Super Booster from the Resist line, from Paula's Choice. I swear I am not sponsored by Paula's Choice. I wish I were. This is 15% vitamin C, which is an antioxidant, which is great to incorporate into your skincare routine. So I use the dropper that this comes with, and I drop in about 3 drops into that moisturizer and I mix it together. And even mixed in with those two things, I usually add a little bit of Paula's Choice's Skin Balancing Super Antioxidant Concentrate Serum. Again, this has retinol in it. Now you may be thinking, you're putting a serum on your face in the daytime and you have combination oily skin. The thing about this particular serum is it's actually pretty mattifying. It is made for oily combination skin, and you can feel it has kind of like a slick sort of silicone-y texture to it. So I incorporate it into my skincare routine, not only because it has antioxidants and retinol in it, but also because it kind of gives a very slight mattifying effect. So I mix that in with both the vitamin C serum and the retinol moisturizer that I use in the morning. And then the next step, which is applying sunscreen during the daytime. Regardless of whether it is completely overcast outside, raining, even if you aren't sitting in the sun all day, you should use a sun protectant, and you should cover all parts of your body that are exposed to the sun, i.e. not under clothing. So that includes your lips, of course your face, even your arms, your legs if they are exposed. But I will get into that more if I do a body version of the skincare. As for your face, I use the Paula's Choice Resist Super Light Daily Wrinkle Defense. This has an SPF of 30. It is broad spectrum. It also includes antioxidants, which is great. And I apply that not only to my face, but all the way down my neck and my chest. I make sure to cover my ears. And this is a wonderful formula. It is not oily. It feels just like a moisturizer. It doesn't smell like sunscreen or goop up like some other sunscreens do. It also has this tint you can see in the bottle there. That tint doesn't give you any sort of coverage, but it combats the white cast that sunscreen can sometimes give you, which is fantastic. And then usually after I've applied all of my makeup, or depending on what kind of lip product I'm using, either underneath or on top of it, I will use some sort of chapstick that has an SPF in it. Again, because you should be protecting all areas of the exposed skin, including the lips. All right, so for my nighttime routine, again, the first step is cleansing. And if I'm wearing makeup during the day, that will of course include removing my makeup. So the very first thing that I will almost always do is use a cleansing wipe to take off the actual makeup that I am wearing. I use the Kirkland brand Daily Facial Towelettes. Now, these do have a fragrance in them, and they actually sometimes irritate my skin because of the fragrance that's in them. Now, the reason I break my rule about no fragrance with these towelettes is twofold. One, because they are just so affordable. You get so many of them in a huge box for such an affordable price. But second, because I immediately wash my face with an actual cleanser after I use this. So again, that fragrance is at the very least not coming into contact with my skin for a very long time. And when I use these, unless I have a very heavy makeup application for some reason, like if I go out during the night and have a lot more makeup on, otherwise I usually tear these in half and just use half of one each time. And then I use the same cleanser right afterwards that I do for the daytime. And usually I combine it with a manual exfoliator. So this is one that I have repurchased several times. I really like it. It's by St. Ives. This is the green tea scrub. So it has smooth beads in it to manually exfoliate the skin, and that really helps to, again, remove any residual makeup that's still stuck to the skin. Now, I want to put a note of caution. The St. Ives apricot scrub, which is much more popular than this scrub, you should absolutely avoid. It is really damaging to the skin because the spheres that are in there to exfoliate the skin are really rough and uneven. And what happens is it's actually just tearing the little micro tears on your skin and scratching your skin, even though to you it feels like, oh, there's these things that are, you know, rubbing up against my skin or exfoliating my skin, yay, it's actually doing a lot of damage to the skin. So when you're using an exfoliator, a manual exfoliator, you have to sort of look for ones that have smooth spheres that are utilized to exfoliate the skin. So if you're someone who's using the apricot one, I would really strongly recommend stopping and switching over to the green tea one. And then the next step, just as with the daytime, is applying the toner. Again, it's the same toner that I use in the daytime after I cleanse. And again, for the next step, which is my anti-acne treatments, I use the same salicylic acid liquid / kind of toner and another benzoyl peroxide. I usually use this at nighttime just because I have it around. It's 10% benzoyl peroxide, so whereas the other one is 5%. But in any case, I tend to reserve this and use it up for the nighttime just because I like the formula for the Paula's Choice one a lot better for daytime. Now, a lot of the nights as part of my anti-aging moisturizing routine, I will use a prescription level form of potent vitamin A, most commonly known as Retin-A. And if I am doing that, then I will skip the benzoyl peroxide because I don't want the ingredients to combat with each other. They don't really work well together. So in those instances, I will still use the salicylic acid and then the Retin-A on top, but I will skip the benzoyl peroxide. If I'm not using Retin-A that night, then I will still apply the benzoyl peroxide. So if I'm using the Retin-A, I will apply that before applying my main moisturizer, which at nighttime is usually the Paula's Choice Skin Perfecting 8% AHA gel. So this has glycolic acid in it, which is a chemical exfoliant, helps with anti-aging, in particular helps a lot with pigmentation that develops as you age. And this is a gel formula product. And I tend to use this just because if you are in strong sunlight and you have glycolic acid on your face, that can be a little problematic. Honestly, for me, I shouldn't really worry about it, but I guess that's the rationale that I use to choose which one I'm going to use in the daytime and which one I'm going to use in the nighttime. But in any case, this is what I use as the base moisturizer at night. And then after I moisturize, I apply, I guess what I would categorize as sort of like treatment products. So those are things like facial oils or serums. And again, just like with the daytime, I kind of like to mix and match products that I know have different kinds of benefits and make kind of a cocktail. So usually what I do is I apply some vitamin E. Now this is decanted into this pump bottle that I have, but you can go to your local drugstore, even grocery store usually, or Walmart, and you can go into the pharmacy section and they will have bottles of vitamin E, which is an antioxidant. And I will mix that with some other sort of serum. Right now I am finishing up the serum from Kate Somerville. This is the Quench Hydrating Face Serum. And I can't quite remember what the active ingredient is in here that I am utilizing. I think it may be retinol, but I'm not sure. But I will, once I finish this up, I'll go back to many of the Paula's Choice serums that I have, or some other facial serum that I have that I know has anti-aging or beneficial skin benefits to it, beneficial skin ingredients in it. Now, when I'm taking a shower, I don't shower every single day. I usually shower like 4 times a week. It just depends on, if I happen to have worked out that day or gone climbing that day, and so I want to take a shower or whatever. I would say on average, I shower like every day and a half or like every other day or something like that. So if I'm showering, I do a couple of different things. Every time I shower, I use my Clarisonic to cleanse my face. And with that, I use whatever cleanser I happen to have on hand. This is one random one that I got in a subscription box. So again, I don't concern myself too much about what cleanser I'm using as long as it works. This one I'm pretty sure has some sort of fragrance in it, which again is not ideal, but because I'm only having it in contact with my skin for a little while, I kind of deal with it. So I love my Clarisonic. It is not an essential thing that you need, but honestly, I have used this for so many years, and so for me, the investment has been worth it. And every time I get out of the shower, the thing that I use in conjunction with my toner is this product from Paula's Choice, one of my favorite products from her line. This is from the Resist line. It is the Weekly Resurfacing Treatment. It has 10% AHA in it, which is pretty potent. If you've watched any of my empties videos, you will know how much I rave about this product. It is an acid that is in here, and it really helps brighten and just sort of luminize the complexion of your skin. Of course, it will work the way AHA is supposed to in terms of gradually reducing the pigmentation, hyperpigmentation that you may have, or like sunspots that you may have, and other anti-aging benefits. But this is really a superhero product, in my opinion, from Paula's Choice's line. So again, it's a liquid, it's like a toner. I use that same cotton pad that I apply my toner to, and I put amount of this product along with it, and then massage it all over into my face. And I leave that in overnight. If you have more sensitive or like less durable skin, then I would use it more as a treatment for, 20 minutes and then rinse it off, and then kind of work up to using it overnight. Now, one of the effects of using this potent skincare product on a regular basis is that the next morning, sometimes I do find that there are kind of more dry patches, not dry patches, but patches of my skin that are exfoliating off. And so I will make a point to incorporate more moisturizing things into the moisturizing step of my skincare routine at night once in a while when I'm using this. And so for me, what that means is I actually skip the moisturizer that I would use if I didn't use that resurfacing treatment, because they both have AHA in them. This is the 8% AHA, so there's no reason for me to duplicate that in a moisturizer. So instead of applying this afterwards as my moisturizer, I usually take a few drops of pure glycerin, again, something that you can find at your local Walmart or even grocery store or drugstore. And I use a few drops of this and mix it into my baseline moisturizer just to really concentrate on hydrating my skin, as opposed to putting more anti-aging ingredients on my skin, because I'm already getting that from the resurfacing treatment, and I don't want to overwhelm my skin or be overly treating it with ingredients. And then I will proceed with the other normal steps of my skincare routine at night. Okay, I think that pretty much covers my daily in and out facial skincare routine. I hope that you found this helpful in terms of not only steps that you should probably be taking to take care of your skin, but also specific products that I really enjoy using and that are super solid in terms of giving you the things that your skin needs and leaving out the things that your skin does not need and that are bad for your skin. I do plan to do many more skincare videos. I love skincare. I may even love it more than makeup. I don't know, I kind of hesitate to say that, but I love reading about ingredients and really reading up on the tests that support or don't really support whether ingredients work or not, and reading the scientific studies that are actually out there. So it is kind of a passion of mine. If you have specific questions, please go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. I probably will not be able to put a video up for every single question, or not even put up a video quickly about the questions that I do plan to answer, but I do plan to add more skincare videos to the channel and make them a little more consistent. So I hope this was interesting and helpful to you. Thanks for sticking around for what I'm sure is a pretty long video. I hope you found it interesting. I hope you give it a thumbs up if it's helpful to you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. And being irritated by some ingredients. So common ingredients that cause that irritation are things like menthol, a lot of times lemon agents, and things like mint or eucalyptus. So stay away from those kinds of ingredients. And as always, I'm probably going to say in every video, no matter what kind of skin type you have, don't buy skincare, or makeup for that matter, that has fragrance in it. Fragrance is not skincare. Fragrance doesn't do anything positive for the skin.